moved into a quiet neighborhood after getting a new job. Across the street stood an old wooden house that looked empty. The windows were covered with dust, and the curtains never moved. One evening, while drinking tea on his porch, Tom noticed a light turn on in that house. A shadow moved across the window. He thought someone had finally moved in. He smiled and waved, but the shadow did not wave back. Later that night, Tom heard soft knocking on his door. When he opened it, no one was there. He looked around and saw the light still shining from the house across the street. A figure stood in the window watching him. The next morning, Tom asked his neighbor about the house. The neighbor looked uneasy and said, "That house has been empty for 20 years. The family who lived there disappeared one night and were never found." Tom laughed nervously, thinking it was a local story to scare newcomers. But the next night, he heard footsteps outside his door again. He opened the window and shouted, "Who is there?" At that moment, the light in the old house went off, and his phone rang. He answered. A woman's voice whispered, "Why are you in our house?" Tom dropped the phone. He turned and saw his reflection in the mirror behind him, but something was wrong. His reflection was not copying his movement. It was standing still, smiling. The next morning, the neighbor saw the door to Tom's house open. His teacup was still warm on the table. No one ever saw him again. But at night, the light in the old house comes on, and now two shadows move across the window.